Hey Waffle Gang, I do hope you are well. My name is Mark and today we're checking out some more Reddit stories. And if you do love a Reddit story, why not consider hitting that like, subscribe, maybe that notification bell too. And let's crack on with today's first story. Much love, guys. And our first story comes from DrawingOK6066 that says, am I the arsehole for reacting wrong to my brother's engagement? Sorry if this is kind of all over the place. So on Sunday, I, 19 female, learned on a Zoom call with my family that my brother Harry, 22 male, had just gotten engaged to his girlfriend, Jessica, 20 female. When Harry told us, everyone but me was pretty enthusiastic, but I just kind of sighed and said nothing. Harry didn't display any reaction towards my admittedly lukewarm reaction. But afterwards, my mum called me and told me that I was rude for not being excited. She said that I need to respect all members of the family, including Jessica, and that I need to reconsider my behavior if I want to be invited to our vacation in the spring. Harry and I were really close growing up. Since he, and then I, started college, we've been less close, but him and I still talk every week or two. Harry and Jessica have been together for around 2 years now. Here's where it gets complicated. I knew Jessica back in high school, and she was not what you would call a kind soul. She had a particularly nasty streak. She would not pay attention during class and always tried to cheat off of people's homework, and I assume got away with it. She tried, semi-successfully, to steal my boyfriend. She bullied one of my best friends, calling her fat, among other things. This bullying worsened, if not caused altogether, her eating disorder, and it's something I've never been able to forgive or forget. She's just one of those people who would just mess around with other people's lives like it's a game, and not something she's invested in. About 6 months ago, I had a heart-to-heart with Harry about Jessica. I laid out my concerns and the history of her behavior, hoping it might make him reconsider or at least think deeply about their relationship. He said he'd consider what I said, but didn't continue the conversation much more. Since then, we talk regularly as usual, and things seem normal between us. He didn't talk about Jessica often, but he didn't hide their relationship either. I really was happy it sounded like it might be dying off though. I had no idea he was getting engaged to her until he announced it. I don't know if he's been telling other people in the family besides me, or if it really was just an abrupt decision. To make it worse, I'm worried that he told Jessica about our conversation 6 months ago. In her announcement on Facebook, annoying ring on hand photograph in tow, she wrote something like, I know not everyone in our families are supportive, but we have each other, and that's what matters. So he ignored my warning, and he told her all about it. Part of me wonders if I should just swallow my feelings for the sake of family harmony, but another part of me feels like I'd be betraying my old friend, my own values, and my brother by pretending to be happy about this engagement. And am I bad at holding back my truth? So, am I the arsehole for feeling upset and possibly wanting to voice my concerns again, even though it might cause friction in my family? Or should I just keep my feelings to myself and let Harry make his own decisions and mistakes? I just feel like there's nobody I can talk about this with that will really understand. Edit. Okay, thanks for all the responses, people. I will take some advice. Talk to Mum and explain exactly what it is that Jessica has done and try to make her understand. Talk to Harry about our conversation before and find out how much he shared of it with Jessica and how she responded to what I said. Potentially talk to Jessica and seek therapy. Someday. Lol. I'm really not in a position to go no contact with my family, and I still do want them in my life. I might post an update, but also it seems like the rules are kind of strict on this, which is fair. Message me or something if you want to hear what happens. Lol. And we do have that update in a moment. So I am Irene comments on this one and quotes first saying, after my mum called me and told me that I was rude for not being excited, and then says, no, you weren't. You just weren't excited. You are entitled to your own feelings. Then quotes again saying that I need to reconsider my behavior if I want to be invited to our vacation in the spring, and then says, oh, I see. So if you don't react the way your mother wants you to react, she'll exclude you from family events. Got it. That's messed up. I wouldn't worry too much if Jessica is aware of your conversation with your brother. If she is, at least she knows that you are wary, and rightly so. You are not the arsehole for feeling the way you do or for your reaction to the news. Your mother is a bit of an arsehole though. That's some class A manipulation she's using. Time will tell if things work out for your brother and Jessica or not, but as long as you are polite without compromising your personal values, things should be fine. If she decides to get nasty, don't hide your experience of it or your feelings about it, but also know that there are people who outgrow their immature tendencies and she could become a very decent person. This whole situation reminds me of that movie, You Again. Lol. OP says, thank you. To be honest, I'm kind of used to this kind of thing from my mother. She likes to hold stuff over our heads. One time my siblings and I got forced to miss a play we were going to see because we weren't actually excited for it. Even though I'd been learning all about it and was really looking forward. Part of me wonders if she just didn't want to spend the money. I'm not sure that this is what's going on here though. I truly hope she's either outgrown it or Harry sees her nasty side before the wedding. Dear Midnight says everyone sucks here. Quotes rude for not being excited, then says, okay, your mum was wrong here. If you were not excited, you're under no obligation to put on a fake performance of excitement. And quotes again saying, but I just kind of sighed and said nothing. And then says, and you were wrong here. You should have said congratulations with no sighing. Social norms require us to congratulate people when they have babies we don't think they should have had, get engaged to people we suspect they'll end up divorcing, or graduate from college when we suspect they paid someone else to take their finals for them. We just can't go around being brutally honest all the time. Getting along matters too. Also, never tell something to one half of the couple unless you're comfortable with it being shared with the other half of the couple. Tempting Penguin says you're the arsehole. Decisions have been made. You said your piece and that's all you can do. And at some point you'll realize being bad at holding back my truth will be a detriment to your social life and your work life. Dew Cherry says not the arsehole. You don't have to act or be a best friend, but you should be cordial for your family's sake. As long as she's not actively causing issues, you should just leave it alone respectfully. Opie responds saying, I'm just scared she'll cause issues for all of us down the line. And now that she probably knows I disapprove, she's going to try and turn them against me. And one more comment from Scary Sherbet who says, honestly, you're the arsehole. It takes very little effort to grin and bear your way through a situation. She doesn't sound like she was a peach growing up. You have, by your own admission, very little experience of the person she is now. Why the fuck wouldn't your brother discuss concerning behavior with his partner, his future wife, and why on earth would you jump to them being headed for separation? You've made a lot of baseless assumptions. Judging by your mum's reaction, it sounds like you don't hide your dislike for the fiancé, but you've never bothered to explain it. And there was a lot of back and forth in the comments. A lot of people continuing with, not the arsehole, you should be able to speak your truth. Other people saying, you are the arsehole, you've said your piece, leave it alone now. But Opie did come in with an update and said, so a lot of people have commented and sent me messages asking for an update to my previous post about my unenthusiastic reaction to my brother's engagement announcement. Well, here it is. After reading people's replies, it sounds like the predominant opinion was that while I might not have been the arsehole immediately, I would have become one if I kept pushing too hard against my brother's relationship. And I really don't want Harry to think that I don't support him, or to not talk to me about personal relationship matters. So I pretty much had decided to keep quiet and just go along with whatever Harry wanted. On Tuesday, he messaged me asking if I want to be a bridesmaid in Jessica's wedding party or a groomsmaid in his wedding party. After a little bit of back and forth, it became clear that he asked me because he knew I wasn't totally keen on Jessica, but still wanted me involved with the wedding. I was trying to be supportive, so I said it would be great to get to know Jessica better by being a bridesmaid, though I wasn't exactly looking forward to the experience. I admit though, I had a little bit of an ulterior motive. From what I know of Jessica, she completely changes how she acts based on who she is around, which is how she manipulated Harry into proposing, of course. I thought that just maybe, if I could show Harry how Jessica acts with her girls, he might reconsider his decision to marry her. Anyway, on Thursday, I got added to a Facebook Messenger chat named Brilliant Bridal Bitches, wherein Jessica laid out her ground rules for being in the bridal party. They are, almost verbatim, 1. Participation in my bridal party is not just an honor. It's an investment. Be prepared to spend at least $1,000 on attire and accessories alone. I can make exceptions, but only if you ask me. 2. I alone will dictate the narrative of my wedding on social media. Any premature posts, especially unflattering photos of me, will result in immediate expulsion. 3. Your weight will be monitored weekly. Anyone not fitting into their dress will be kindly asked to step down. This wedding will look picture perfect, and I can't have you ruin the aesthetics. 4. From now until the wedding, I expect you to be on call 24/7. Wedding emergencies are real, and your commitment to solving them will be a true test of your friendship. 5. You'll fund and organize a lavish bachelorette party in my honor. Think exotic destination, luxury accommodations, and Instagram-worthy moments. 6. You will have fun, not just for your sake, but for me as well. Upon reading this, I just burst out laughing. Screenshot. Click. I think I might be able to convince Harry from marrying Jessica after all. I'm just deciding now if I should play it cool or act like the rules are normal, but bring it up with Harry. Or maybe show my mother, because I know it would make her flip and almost certainly forgive me for sighing when Harry told us about the engagement. And if I'm being totally honest, I got worrying vibes from that update. And I feel like this is just one of those situations where it's going to all blow up in OP's face if they continue down this route. I think if you try to turn up to your brother with some kind of evidence pack, it's going to get flipped on you pretty quickly. But what do you guys make of this situation? Put yourself in OP's shoes. What would you do? Would you go ahead with, or would you have a different opinion on the matter? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below, and let's move on to another story. And our next story comes from Critical Quiet 1434 that says, am I the arsehole here for making my BFF of 4 years fall in love with me? It's been a crazy ride. I, 30 female, have a friend, Megan, 36 female, who is from the small town we live in, just outside the city. I moved from a larger city out of state to this town in 2019, and Megan and I have been friends since late 19 to 2020 onwards. We grew closer over time, and we became quite the duo. We love doing things in the city, movies, concerts, opera, etc. We met when I was volunteering at a shelter and simply hit it off. Things seemed fine and we remained BFFs. We hung out all the time, told each other everything, and were there for each other for tough times. I had a great job in which I work remote, so I'm able to help her and her wife, Hannah, out in watching the dog when they have to travel to visit family or go on vacation, etc. Help when money is tight. And in turn, I can be somewhat gun-shy, though I read as an extrovert. So they're great friends in helping me stay involved and helpful to the community. Problems started mid last year when Megan started acting very distant. She would ghost me for days on end, and I just assumed she was busy. Hannah is more logistical than conversational, so I've never questioned when she goes quiet for a time, but Megan is quite extroverted. Over time I started to question, but not too much. Then came holidays and birthdays. Megan gave me the wrong date, time and location for our party and got rather upset when I didn't go. I had not realized as the date I got was after the party, and she seemed really mad that I would act like we don't mean anything to each other. I really did not think anything of it and cited the error of time and such. She texts back saying it was no big deal and we moved on. I hold a holiday party and oddly, something similar happened. Hannah and Megan drove to the location of the party last year, and when they contacted me, I gently reminded that the location changed as it was really close by. They still didn't come to the event. I had gifts and text if I should drop them off at their house, and Megan just texts back, sure, and so I did, but they weren't home. I asked Megan to hang out later and mentioned that I felt things were weird and wanted to talk it out. My treat. She seemed thrilled, then I waited for 4 hours and she never came by. I had my computer and saw a movie, texting her the updates, so I was just sitting the whole time, but she never got back to me. So to be transparent, I was angry. I felt hurt and that Megan did not value me or my time. I text Hannah to say things were weird with Megan and ask if there is something I don't know about going on. I assumed a death in the family or something personal, and Hannah let me have it. She called me right away and told me off, calling me every name in the book. She told me I was overly friendly and she knew what I was doing and gave examples. I often pay when Megan and I have out. I dress slutty when we go to the city. Megan compliments me but not Hannah. Megan gave me a thoughtful gift for my birthday, but forgot Hannah's birthday. I am single, but don't date, to which Hannah indicates that I'm sleeping with someone on the sly. And more, but it was all happening so fast, I couldn't pinpoint them. Megan and I are friends, and I do make good money in my work from home job, so I pay for things. Megan has a wife and family and lots of responsibilities. I'm single with no family, and I'm responsible for myself and my pets. I never saw Megan as anything more than a bestie, but Hannah seems to think otherwise. I was so shocked I let her scream at me for what felt like 20 minutes, and then she said, "You, super bad word, made her fall in love with you, and you think I will just take that?" And started telling me how I disrespected her by making Megan fall in love with me. I never ever knew anything about this. I thought Hannah and I were friends. I would invite her, but she often opted to stay home. I never knew any of this. Am I the arsehole here? Now, it sounds like you've just been thrown in the middle of their marital issues here. This isn't your fault. You thought, from what you said, you just had a best friend and you can't make her fall in love with you. And I wonder, is there the possibility of meeting up with them both and discussing this matter? I mean, that could go totally the other way, couldn't it, really? I'm not sure if it's a good idea or not. And many of the comments were saying that you're basically just being caught in the middle here. But Opie comes in with her update and said it's been a weird update, and then sort of gives an overview of what just happened, but then continues saying, well, I gave them both space after that, but we were friends on Facebook, and Hannah at first posted vague but pointed posts about homewreckers and how pick me girls are a plague, etc. I texted her and Megan both, and Hannah sent the laughing emoji and said, "Oh, did it hit too close to home?" and more. She kept posting and I didn't respond to any of it. Even after Hannah shared one of those posts in a chat she and I have on Facebook. Then after a week or so of that, and me not replying or acknowledging it, she tagged me in the next set. It was then I blocked her, blocked Megan and some of the mutual friends I knew would take sides. It's a small town and I went to the movies. We only have one good theatre in town and I was waiting on someone, reading in a chair in the restaurant area. It's a movie eatery place, and hear, "Hi, my name," and look up to see Megan. She is with some guy I don't know and is smiling at me. My whole body runs cold. I went to the movies and invited a friend out, all with the desire to decompress and shake off the stress, and now this. She's acting chill, and I know I was tense but managed "hi." And Megan introduces a friend. Don't remember his name, didn't care, I was trying to find it out. Many people in town had been treating me weirdly, coldly, or outright mean because someone told them I'm a home-wrecking pick-me. I didn't want to deal with Megan. I already had been looking at apartments in the city to move out of this town and meet new friends and start semi-over. Megan picked up that I didn't want to talk and excused her and her friend to see their movie. I get a text later saying she sensed tension and apologized for being distant and that she wanted to know if we could move past this or, and in her words, are we over? Huh? I just text back that she could not have possibly been unaware of Hannah's post. Megan was tagged too, and my attempts via text and calls to figure this out. It's been months and I've been treated like some biblical harlot or some BS. I do want her to be happy, but this long of silence and you just expected me to pick up from before all this like nothing happened. I said, if you want to talk, we can talk. If we are ever to possibly ever be friends again, we would need to. But we need to address what your wife is alleging and why. She just texts back, "Han and I are divorcing." I haven't responded. That was about a week and a half ago, and tonight she only texts me a question mark. I don't know if I should respond or how to respond. It's hard for me to throw away any type of friendship, especially with someone I once described as a best friend. But it's been really stressful, sad, and frankly isolating in a small town, being treated like I ruin lives for a living. I haven't decided what to do, but this reminded me that I posted here, so I guess I'm looking for advice. What the hell do I even do? Now, I'm not sure if this is the right approach or not in this situation because I've never experienced like small town life or anything like that, and if it's even worth going down this path. Because obviously there's going to be potential for more drama, but the way you're being viewed and isolated at this moment, kind of me, it's just like, what else have you got to lose? I kind of feel like I would be saying to Hannah, you know, if anything's ever to come out of this, as in friendship, of course, I'd want her to get all this cleared up, like get on social media and say, like, this is nothing to do with OP. You didn't even know what was going on, because it's so incredibly unfair that you've just been caught in the middle of their messy breakup. And you're the one who's being viewed by everyone like this. It's mad. But now I'm going to turn this one to you guys. What do you guys make of this situation? Do you think that would potentially be a good idea? A bad one? How would you go about it? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. Now, just a huge thank you from the bottom of my heart for getting involved in today's stories. Your love, your support, your time always means the absolute world to me. So thank you so, so much. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Take care and much love.